So, Jenny is being swallowed by the side of the hill as she descends it. Because as it falls further, like it gets deeper because it's like piling up. And you've worked out that if you fall too hard on the ground here, you'll fall into it as well. What do?
I think we went on break with a plan being discussed, right?
There was a plan being discussed, yes.
I'm a future tense plan, though. This plan is not going to save anyone who is currently in the seeds.
Yes. On that note, does anyone have like a spear or a staff or something?
Maybe. Let me check.
And are you within easy arm's reach of Antaga as well?
I do not know. I have no long objects.
Okay. Yeah.
So Jenny is about 15 feet from safe ground at the moment.
Well, I do have some of those. Where is it? Dungeon equipment or
adventurer's gear. Yeah, that is
presumably
a good
includes
idea.
rope.
Yes,
Has to be
so
rope?
you can expend a use to have rope.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll expend a use on that to have rope. And while everyone's sort of thinking about the longer term plan, Anhaga will take this rope, just throw one end of it to someone else probably a Tim, because she'd be closest at this point.
Yeah.
And start wrapping the other end into her belt. And just dive in after Jenny.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So your intention is to rescue Jenny?
Not quite. At this point, it's just to get to Jenny and keep her head above being submerged so that whatever everyone else figures out later on, she'll be alive to rescue.
Cool, great. Now that sounds like defy danger with strength again.
Okay. I am strength.
But it also sounds like Etienne is very much positioned to help.
Yes, Etienne can help if she wants to.
I had a plan for how I was going to help. Like, I'm going to tie it around my waist, and I've got throwing knives, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get one in each hand, and I'm basically just going to stab into a tree, like from the other side of it.
Ground.
Fantastic.
Excellent, that sounds great. Cool. So yeah, hit that strength button.
Where is my 8?
So for this one, you just roll strength for aid because it's not the same as the default aid move in. So you would. So let me have a look at that roll. So that's +0. So what's your strength
0
modifier? Okay, so this is the same anyway. All right, cool.
Yes, terrible.
Yeah, cool. So you're not.
Don't worry, Jenny.
Help.
This will be fine.
It'll be fine.
So what effect does that have?
It doesn't have any effect on you.
No
You're
effect.
just rolling
Okay.
strength.
So I'll just roll the Define Danger.
Yeah,
Define Danger.
it is, if anything, making the situation worse.
Oh,
Doesn't matter.
Cool. Excellent.
Nice.
fantastic.
Yeah. So, Jenny is not going to drown, and neither are you for the next few moments, despite the fact that that Etienne has let go of the rope and it's gone back down into the thing with you.
Got pretty excited about those knives, hey?
Yeah, I'm real bad at knots, and I'm real good at stabbing. So I just kind of went with what works for me.
I feel like you drew the knife and it just went shink, and you went, oh, like just straight through the. These are very sharp knives. Yeah.
I was thinking either that or I spent way too much tying it around my waist to where and Haga got like 5 feet away from Jenny and was like, okay, you need to help. Now I'm going under. Please don't screw this up for me.
Yeah. So yeah, and Haga and Jenny are about 25 feet down the 50-foot, like.
Well, yeah, that was my
spree.
question, because like at this point, through might be the safest way for the two of you,
Yeah.
and then we'll surf
Under
down.
that.
We'll surf down on a sled, and it'll be good.
Yeah.
Works for me.
So yeah, are people? Is the plan to like try and ride it through all the way down then, or is people going to try and help in some other way?
Let me check my equipment, because I don't think I have anything that is any help at this particular moment.
Nice.
Yeah, this is the point where like I think they've now gone far enough that like anyone going to bring them back is just putting extra people in danger, and they're equidistant, so they might as well just push forward.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. Yeah. So I'm happy to let
Actually,
it
no.
ride.
I think let's ground this in the fiction.
Yeah.
I think Arcady is probably better at making sleds than I am, as a druid who is in tune with wood. And so I think Kalak is like assessing the situation and trying to figure this shit out. Like,
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to?
Kalak is like looking around and trying to figure out what is going on here, what is going to be the best way to do this.
That sounds like discern realities. Yeah.
Yeah, let's stop
good job,
idly
Rick.
speculating about the fiction, and let's start interrogating
Yeah.
it with the mechanics
Yeah.
Totally, yeah.
Good job.
and play the damn game.
Yeah, Arcadie's in a position of looking for materials and like trying to pick which tree is the best tree to like peel big segments of bark off of, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Getting middling results on discern realities.
nice.
All right. Yeah, I think I'm going to say what here is useful or valuable to me, and like the implication being to resolve this situation.
To resolve which part of the situation specifically?
The part where Jenny the mule is in terrible danger.
Cool. All right.
Arcady has this. I have faith in my dear and old and beloved friend that she can fix the us getting down problem. I'm worried about the Jenny the mule is drowning in seeds problem.
Yeah. Fair. If they make it down to the creek, the creek is carrying away the top layer of seeds as they roll into it. But and so that's probably, if they can get into the creek and there are rocks there to brace against and things like that. So making their way down is probably the best way to keep both Jenny and Haga alive.
My God, lizard man.
So that's probably the best way. But at the same time, the creek probably has its own issues to deal with. Because you're aware of the fact that anywhere that there's deep enough water, lots of things like to swim in it.
Yeah.
Fishing is really easy in this environment, assuming you're not worried about eating something poisonous.
I think we're gonna have to take that risk. I think Kalak calls out Anhaga. It looks like the creek is carrying the seeds away. If you can, it's just as quick to get down there as back up here. I can push forward, and I start calling out directions for where there are slight dips in the slope, and it's going to be a little easier to stay above seed level, water level, whatever the fuck you call that. Keep their heads up, and basically I'm trying to aid by helping to give directions from my vantage point on top of the hill.
Yeah, cool.
Nice.
Excellent. So that means that you're that means that if Anhaga wants to use wants to navigate down, you can be aiding or interfering to help.
Yep.
Great.
Anhaga, you can use dexterity here if you want to, or if you can explain how, you could use any other ability. You just have to tell me how you're doing it.
Hold your breath and use con.
Like legit.
I think dexterity is fine. Yeah, and Anhaga will like pay attention to these directions and try to follow them. Like take part of the cloak and put it over her face to prevent any of the seeds from going down or breathing passages.
Yep.
And see if she can end up roughly where Arcady, is that the name?
Arcady.
Kalak.
Arcady is Andy. Kalak is Luke. Yes. Okay. Roughly try to end up where Kalak wants her to go.
Yep.
Cool.
And I feel like the stat I'm using for Aid or Interfere is Wisdom.
Yes, certainly seems
I'm
like.
looking at things, and I'm acting on my question, so I get +1 forward.
Yes, you do.
Watch me maneuvering.
This is how you play the game. You're good at it.
Yeah. I did it!
Yes. Excellent. So whatever you get. So if you get a 7 to 9, it will be a 10 plus if you Anhaga. And if you get 6 minus, it'll be a 7 to 9.
So you can't miss.
Cool. Excellent. Yeah. Yeah, you make your way down and you don't immediately end up in like danger related to the water. I think you find some of the stones that that jut up out of the water where
Okay.
they would have been large stones that were once buried that have been like dug out by the stream. And yeah, you hear this like almost melodic sound of like a rain stick as these seeds fall down and into the creek, getting carried away, so that they can go and start building up these huge weird like
mounds.
In my head they're like a Moreton Bay fig, but like with dates instead of like fig things. But,
and like huge.
And huge.
Right? Like,
I mean, Moreton Bay figs are huge on their own.
But like huge.
Yeah, but like huge. Exactly.
If there's space for valleys under their shade, they're like fucking
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of fucking huge trees in this world.
I love it. I'm about it.
Cool. So team's still up on the hill.
Best team.
You know about the danger now.
Yeah.
Of the biome that these trees create for themselves. Because the whole thing is that like only 1 in like a dozen of the actual dates that grows here are like fertilized and good, and the rest just help form the like fake soil.
Yeah.
It's like compost.
Yeah, they kind of The point is that they create drainage for themselves.
Nice.
Did you? Was it? It sounded like Etienne and Arcady were working together to get some bark off of the trees.
Yeah, Aaron, what's Etienne's context in the minute? I realize I don't have a strong sense of the matter other than sharp, good, whoops, rope.
I mean, yeah, I think with all that's going on, she's probably trying to huddle close to a tree because that seems like a mostly safe spot until someone who knows what the hell is happening tells her what to do.
Excellent. Okay.
And she's got these handy knives for stepping into trees.
Perfect. Superb. So that being the case, then yeah, Arcadia is definitely looking to find basically sledding resources, which the first thing that they're going to be on about looking for is probably going to be if there's big sheets of bark to pull off of the pile of trees, or there might be just really big leaves. That might be enough. Big fern fibrous leaves. Like there's so many possibilities.
Yeah,
this
sounds like Descending Realities.
Great.
To me.
I was just trying to figure out where to click the buttons to do all this because I don't know.
Oh, you can just click on the letters Wiz, WIS, and that'll just roll a wisdom roll for you.
Great, we will do that.
And we can work on getting you the fancy.
Yeah,
cool.
That's fine.
Yeah, I haven't managed to get that far.
So on a 7 to 9, you can have one question from the list of fancy questions.
Which I can scroll up to find. No problem.
Yeah. Otherwise, I can find it for you also.
I have it. Thank you. Let's see. I
put the moves on there for you, Andy.
Oh, thank you. So I'm going to go with what here is useful or valuable to me. That's in reflection of what Arcadie's on about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Because this is really interesting, because I'm like thinking about the established fiction. I don't think you can use like bark or leaves, but I think in the like boughs of these trees, those birds that will like that eat the dates, I think they weave like quite large nests out of the intervening sprouts on the ground.
Excellent.
So I think they dig it up and make nests out of it. So that's probably your best bet. But you can probably only fit one person in a nest. So like you would have to go and like spend a bit of time collecting them from around the forest.
Or we could attach a rope to it
I'm so good with rope.
and just ferry ourselves up and down.
I mean, yeah, legit. You can see, you see one of these nests and you're like, there'll be more of those around.
Perfect. Awesome. That sounds like a fine thing to do. So that means that because I am short stuff, I should turn into some bird short stuff.
Oh, that's a way better idea than one I had. I was just going to offer to stab climb my way up a tree.
Excellent. So good. That's also an option.
I mean, turning into a bird does solve the problem for one person anyway.
Say it again.
Turning into a bird does solve the problem for one person anyway.
Exactly. So fewer number of fetchings that have to happen. Fantastic. What I have to go figure it out mechanically how to go about turning myself into a bird friendo.
Yep. You hit the whiz button again.
Great.
And we will find out how many hold you have for
That's
doing birdo stuffo.
Oh wait, no, I set it up.
Oh, you did?
How do
If you click shapeshifter on the moves list now, it should do it.
It just has to stop moving, and then we'll look at it.
Hey, nice.
Ta-da! Awesome.
What kind of bird are you turning into?
So I believe I'm going to turn into like a crowned eagle, like one of those big, like burly kind of. They're sort of overbuilt. Like if I'm thinking about like heavy jungle birds that can move stuff around, there's probably a different bird that I would pick if I had thought about it more. But
It's like a macaw or something.
say again for me.
Like if you want a jungle bird specifically that is large and like has good manipulating, a macaw is the obvious choice, because they have opposable grip.
Yeah.
Or a toucan, because it has a boss-ass beak.
Yes, also that. but like eagles are also like really good choices for like muscular birds.
Well, and I feel like I'm trying to think about what would be in alignment with relatively like more towards agile than towards burly, like of the palette of wonderful birds in the world.
Like falcons. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's maybe more falcon than eagle in that case, I think.
sure. And like if this was like if we were playing very narrow on like forest and field, I'd pick like a merlin.
Have you considered an osprey?
I love osprey.
An albatross. But a forest albatross, and it swims across a sea of trees.
Let me posit Spiro.
No, you go for Firo.
Firo.
Oh, sorry, Firo.
Right? Like,
of course, yeah. Sorry, the involvement.
yeah. No, Spiro's too small to lift a nest.
Yeah.
Come on.
True. So you turn into like something in that space. I think
And we will imagine what that is in some fashion or another.
So I think
I like the idea. Ash, sorry.
The things that kind of creature can do are spot from great height, dive with deadly precision, and snatch into the air.
Nice.
Yeah, I like the idea that, like, in keeping with how, like, generally fucked the biomes are, that, like, Arcady turns into, like, a bird. Not, like, a specific... It's just, like, a bird or a horse, and it's, like, a really kind of horrific annihilation style melange of various species in that vague space. Like, there's no, like, I turn into exactly this specific kind of Earth-like species. Like, everything's a bit too weird for that.
Like,
it is. I appreciate that, and it also feels important to me to be able to have a strong example and say it's like this, but
yes.
Yeah, no,
I think is an important to violate the.
Yeah, specifically because we need to be able to establish the fictional positioning of what you can spend hold on. That's important.
Yeah.
Cool. So good, awesome. So that being the case, this in essence is in the mid all of these things happening. I feel like Arcady has been relatively like still, and just very like quick eyes and shoulders moving, and then finally like casts around and like looks up and like aha, like as we say, and then in the process of like throwing their arm up, that motion like extends into them, turning into this bird and flying up and forward.
That's cool.
So
yeah.
Does the camera follow the motion of your arm, and we see your fingers like elongate into feathers, and by the time we see the rest of you, you're all bird?
Yeah.
Great.
That's
great.
Awesome.
I love it.
Yeah. So, if you, I feel like I want it, like, I feel like the comparative size means I don't want to give you, like, dropping one of these nests down for free, but I'm happy for you to spend hold on it and not have to roll.
That sounds great.
So yeah, you can just spend one of your 2 hold and yeah, go up and fetch down. Yeah, these nests, you grab a hold of it and they're very spongy, because of the way that the particular sprouts dry. It feels kind of like a loofah.
Yeah, I was about to say like a big mat of like lichen and moss and that kind of
that sort of thing. So yeah, it's got this weird texture, but like because it's dried like that, it's very firm. And you toss it, you can snatch into the air and toss it down to your friends with not much trouble.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I think that the first one gets brought back and basically like dropped onto Kalik's head. Right, like just in the spirit of being friendly as ever and helpful, and then loop back to find a second.
Yeah, these
and let out like an oof noise.
Yeah,
because I only have 8 strength, and so I'm like momentarily like teetering under the weight of this big nest thing.
That's hilarious.
I'm big, but I'm not strong.
Yeah, you spot another one, but it does have like you're having trouble spotting another like abandoned one. I think you can spot like another couple easily, but one of them has eggs in it, and the other has like a couple of these birds that are kind of like really like chicken-sized nuthatches.
Yay! So good.
Yeah, like working on the nest and improving it.
Great.
So
I won't wreck anybody's business. That's not cool. But I will take the opportunity to sort of sidle up nearby our 2 big chicken wrens, and hopefully far enough away that they don't take off, and ask them, "Hey, is there like an old, nobody's using it, no good nest?" Because I don't want to break anyone's house.
Yeah, and they're like, they like look up at you and they're like. And they're like, you looking for a place to hide stolen eggs?
Nope.
You looking to steal parts from other nest to make nest?
Nope, I won't stay. I'll leave.
What you doing with nest?
Trying to get down the big hill that fell apart.
Oh, easy, fly.
My friends walk.
And they're like, we walk also, your friends should fly instead. It's dangerous walking.
They're not that smart. They don't know how.
And
yeah.
Yeah, and like they're suspicious because you're a kind of predatory looking bird. Can I get a roll, like, can you tell me what, like, why should they help you?
Totally. some of the important reasons about why they should help are that this is Arcady could have come in and fuck their shit up.
Yep.
One,
Totally.
and so there's this like Arcady in positioning themselves relative to them has kept their distance, is sort of turned away, and is trying to make themselves small, and is trying to very clearly message that they're trying to be neighborly.
Yep. Cool.
And ask for help. Like they're very much trying to ask for help.
Yep. Right. Cool. So yeah, your leverage is like manners. So roll parley.
Yeah. Do, 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 do. Found it. An 8.
Okay. Yeah. So I think they're going to be like. So they're like one of them is like they talk amongst themselves and they're like they're not eating us. Why are they not eating us? Maybe they don't want to eat us. Maybe they want to eat the nest. Well, if they're eating a nest that isn't got anyone, why would they eat a nest? Some people are vegetarians. That's very strange. And like and like this whole little like weird discussion goes on, and then eventually Mandy convinces Nick to take you to like an older nest, but like while you're doing it, they want you to make sure that there's like no other like predatory birds up above the canopy.
Great.
So
all right.
Yeah,
I'll be happy to basically. Do I hear them asking for me to like provide cover for like going and seeing the thing, or like scoping out their home?
They want you to like because they don't like to go above the canopy, so they want you to like go up and tell them about like if there's anything dangerous nearby.
Got it.
Near where they built their nest.
Got it. Yeah.
So that's
I'm doing some ops on their future building.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, Nick is happy to hook you up with like an older. He keeps referring it to it as your fix me up.
Yay!
He's like
they want you to help them future-proof the suburb.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Superb.
Yeah. So
fix me up.
If you would like to roll, if you want to, so tell me what you do.
So I will, in good faith, go scout and be very careful about going above the canopy because that is vulnerable making. Like I don't care if I'm a bigger bird, but still, and so that involves being relatively swift because we're on a timetable, getting to the canopy and then pausing before like basically like playing like spy hopping above the canopy.
Yeah, cool. Do you want to roll? Sounds like discerning realities.
Sounds great. I am into it. And thank you, Aaron, for putting all of the good buttons in the places. I appreciate it a bunch. I got a 6!
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you can't see anything that's a problem. It's all fine.
Great.
They've picked a really safe spot to build their nest. Anyway,
their second home.
Their second home. So yeah, Nick is like, this one used to belong to the Robinsons. And like, yeah, it's like, thank you.
Yes. Yep.
And yeah, and like he's like, you can take it if you want. It's very heavy. It's not very heavy. You can just spend a hold to take it back to your friends.
Perfect. I will do exactly that, and I will send some effuse thanks over my shoulder, and wish them luck, and thank them for the fixer upper.
Yeah, and they're like, and they're like, come back anytime if you're like feeling neighborly, and like they tell you that like on the like night after a full moon they have like a potluck where like everyone brings a berry.
Yes.
So,
got invited to a party.
Yeah.
Love these birds.
Yeah.
Super. Excellent. I will haul back the fixer upper and hurl it in Etienne's chest.
At which point you turn back from a bird, because that's your two hold.
Because I spent, and that the fun part there is that turns into the enthusiasm about being bird-like and not planning ahead means that they sort of tumble to the ground a bit and are a little like messy about it.
Yeah.
So, and in returning back from being a bird, I think one of the things that happens often with Arcadia is that they don't always shed all of the characteristics of what they just were.
Mm-hmm.
Like frequently, and that they themselves like tend to their presence and their physical form shifts a lot. Like it's still a basic person shape, but it kind of is smudgy on lots of sliders. So
Yeah, I love it. Cool. So yeah, what's team down here doing now that you've got two of these?
yeah.
Yeah.
How big is this nest now that it's like in my arms? Okay.
Trash can lid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can lid. Yep.
So I super have plans for this after, but for now, Kawabunga dudes.
Yeah. That sounds like you're rolling. It sounds like you're rolling. Defy danger with attitude.
I don't have a sass stat on here. I think my character
Sounds
sheet might
like
be
charisma.
broken. please don't charisma.
I think it's probably dexterity to.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Here's when things go bad.
Got you a tool.
Boom! It didn't go bad.
Done.
The sass
Yeah.
paid off.
Yeah, you make it down into the I think you you make it down and you don't even fall in the creek. Well done.
And I think what she does afterwards is almost like somebody does when they're finished with the skateboard. You know, you kick the back of it and it pops up and you catch it. She does that and then puts it on her head. So now she's got a cool nest hat.
That's awesome. I love it. Cool. Yeah.
So I'm gonna go for a little bit of a walk.
Mm-hmm.
Like Calic just takes a little bit of a wander, a couple of minutes. On either side of the slopey bit of the hill, to see if there's a patch where that rootedness extends a little further down than others, just to take advantage of that.
Yes. Right. Yeah.
Can I find one?
Yes, I think you can.
Yeah. And so yeah, I just put down the nest. I kind of look at it a little dubiously, and then I shrug. And I hop on the nest, and I look around, and I'm checking is Arcadia does Arcadia have a plan? Does Arcadia just need to share this one with me and sit on me, and we'll go down together? What's the plan here?
Arcadia's default plan. They hadn't thought that far because they're like, I'm a bird. I'm fine. So I think there's either shapeshift again, or do two people stuck on a garbage can lid going sledding.
Yeah. Or yeah, you could turn into the forest equivalent of a water snake. That's a snake that's made to navigate through the seas.
I mean,
that's a real animal and not one I just made up.
Just turn into a manta ray and just...
Say it again, Ash.
Oh, I was just saying, turn into a manta ray and be your own trash can lid.
Totally.
The grain silo snake.
The thing that's pretty likely, I realize, is that Arcadie's favorite form is this little light-footed forest deer thing that is lighter than the seed. And probably can't explicitly walk over all of that without issue.
Yeah, and you can just turn into a bird again if you wanted to do that as well. That's also an option.
I think being a bird is good fun, so I think we'll go back to being a quick and fast forest bird.
Yep, cool.
Okay,
so yeah. Can you roll me that wisdom again then?
Yes, I can. Do 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 do. And do 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 do.
Nice, excellent,
beautiful.
Dun da! Yay!
I see that you have it under control. So yeah, I hop on my thing, and I am gonna go down.
Yep,
awesome.
you got plus one
Ash.
forward.
Yep, because I'm taking advantage of the answer.
Yep,
Awesome.
nicely
Yeah.
done.
Hooray!
It's all that practice as a battle, babe. I'm just you always got to angle for those.
Oh yeah,
disability
definitely.
bonuses.
Yeah. So yeah, you all meet up back down at the bottom where the creek is. and Haga, while they've been like messing around, yeah, you've noticed that there's these little like amphibious fish type things in the water, and yeah, like you can see like 2 or 3 of them, and they look like they're drowning in the water.
So wait, there's amphibious semi-fish that are drowning in the water.
Seems that way.
Just to clarify. Okay. Can I
They're
consult
gasping and like flailing.
Can I consult my accumulated knowledge about this kind, not about these specifically, but about what kinds of fish, freshwater fish, might have been around here at all, ever?
About
that I might have seen?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. The frogs in this area, their songs are in common.
Okay. Okay, yeah. In that case, I'll take a long shot and just sort of lean down, see if I can lift one of them out of the water, see if that changes anything.
Yeah, as soon as it's out of the water, it starts, like, you pull it out of the water and it's like, Wah! Like,
okay, yeah. And how many of them are there around?
There are 3 here.
3 here? Okay, I'll just scoop up those 3.
Yeah, they're all just scream. They're all just screaming, and now they're like in your hands because they're like an inch long each or whatever, and now they're just in your hands, just flailing around and screaming, which is what they were doing in the water. They now you can hear them. So well,
okay, so I've got them in my hands. I'm just shh, it's okay. What happened to you? And see if they can understand what I'm saying and reply in any useful way.
Can you roll charisma for me? There's a move here that I think should be a basic move, a basic move that doesn't actually exist currently, and I just want to try playing it out and seeing what it feels like.
Okay, so just roll with charisma.
I'm so glad that Ash's alarming sudden screaming game has become so much weaker, because like none of us had heart attacks that time.
Yeah, exactly. Cool.
I'm grateful.
Yeah. So so you can have one question out of what is this person really feeling? What does this person need? How can I get how can I get this person to do X? Like a question, you can have one question about the inner like lives and workings of these creatures.
Okay. Where should I take them that they would no longer be drowning? Where's home for them? Because clearly it's not here where they've ended up.
Yeah, it's the section of creek that you're in. There aren't any trees growing directly over it. That water is directly in the sunlight.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah.
They would have just continued down the stream if there weren't all of these seeds blocking it up.
Yeah.
If I can add a thing, this may be part of like how you find that out. Like I think Kalak like steps up and maybe her shadow like falls over them like momentarily, and they like find a bit of chill, and then they're like, and then she like keeps going, and suddenly they're like again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so happy.
And the stream keeps going on below. If I put
it does.
Them back
it's
in,
just that it's like really jammed up with seeds here because like that's where you came down.
We caused a seed slide.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just walk over to roughly where the dam is and sort of deposit them on the other side of it so they can carry on. Then.
Yep. Cool, excellent. Yeah, you do that, and as soon as they get in there, they like you see them like be like relieved, and then they start like fighting amongst themselves.
Nice, great,
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. So I think that's a good place to leave to have like we're slightly early for it, but a good place for a break. I think. Now that
It's like
everyone's
our first day of travel.
yeah.
Some-
Well, that's actually
some
that's
nice
a good point.
birds and some nice frogs.
We continue
some
on
nice
for the
tea.
rest of the rest of the day travel. So we get to nighttime. Let's do the
nighttime
nighttime
move.
time move.
Could we just call it the nighttime move, Ash?
nighttime
I like
move.
that.
Night moves. It's a song and everything.
Bedtime song.
So, make camp. So, when you settle into rest in an unsafe area, i.e., not beta, choose a camp leader and have them roll. So, who's going to be our camp leader?
What are we rolling?
You are not rolling plus anything.
Oh yeah, cool. Cool.
So we're all equally doomed.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can have a look on the Google Doc on page bottom of page 5, top of page 6. Is the move in the Google Doc.
Cool.
I would like to be camp leader.
That makes
If
sense.
people are cool with that.
That sounds great.
Yeah,
It sounds like a nice match, possibly for some of the things that maybe I think your character cares about.
Yeah, and
That's
Yeah.
kind of what I'm thinking about. At least.
yeah, I see that.
yeah, and so yeah, I think like what we get is a scene of her like taking like yeah, because I've got a cool trick I can do here. Yeah. So she's got like a little bundle of tinder in her hands, and she's just like rolling it between them, and then like raises it up to her face and like whispers a prayer to it, and it just like unfurls with this like beautiful like soft white like flame. And then she like sets it down in the middle of camp and starts to like build a fire and arrange a camp around it.
Yeah. You can hear the chattering of birds and bats in the like dusk light.
That was nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
I did it.
You did the thing. You got a 2. It's so good.
Let's go to break. And we'll see what that looks like when we get back in a minute. All right, see you soon, chat.